Good morning, people. I'm reading all your messages. Good morning. Welcome back to another live of Let's Uncork with Lovely Gupta. And here I am again today. By now, you all must be knowing who is my guest this afternoon. And I'm really looking forward to meet my guest virtually. Good morning, people. And please don't send me any requests. I'm not taking anyone. Can you hear me? कैन यू ऑल हियर मी? आपको मेरी आवाज़ सुनाई दे रही है? गुड मॉर्निंग मिस्टर मेहरा एंड माई गेस्ट इज हियर. So all my Insta family is here right now, and once again all of you a very good morning. Hello Mr. Sudeep Roy Chaudhary. Hello Miss Sarika Gupta. Mickey Mohania. Hi Rahul. Hi Danuka N1913. Cherry. A very good morning. All of you, welcome to Let's Uncork with Lovely Gupta. And as you know, I am taking lives on Instagram to show you people to meet some lovely celebrities, some lovely professionals, and really uncorking their real lives. Yeah, hi Mickey. Fabulous morning to you too. So yeah, it's already 12:00 and I'll just invite Mr. Rajiv Mehra. Accept my request. We'll just go on air. Hi, Mr. Mehra.
Hello.
A very good morning, Mr. Rajiv.
Good morning. Just a second. I think I need.
Yeah, please take your time. So in the meantime, while Mr. Mehra is joining us, I'll just give you a gist. Mr. Rajiv Mehra is the personal trainer of hi all the people, DK Saini, Kishore 0058, Balaji, sorry, uh, Majnu, Ashish, Ankit. Yeah, we are back now.
Yes.
So a very good morning, good afternoon rather, Mr. Rajiv.
Good afternoon
How
to
are
you.
you?
I'm very good. How are you doing?
We are good too. And Mr. Rajiv, finally we are doing this live after a month of postponing it every week.
Yeah. It's been quite a roller coaster last few weeks, and
Exactly,
unfortunately we had
exactly,
to cancel last minute the last time we decided.
exactly.
And my apologies to you
Uh,
for having to cancel earlier.
No, not at all, Mr. Rajiv. But my DMs were flooded with the messages that exactly why the live got cancelled, and my viewers were actually looking forward to meet you to actually ping their questions upon you. So we'll just start with the my live. Let's uncork with Lovely Gupta. So my very first question, Mr. Rajiv, people are reading articles about you. You are giving interviews all over that you have train Mr. Ranveer Singh and Shahid Kapoor for Jersey and for Kapil Dev's movie 83. But I personally want to know the real Rajiv Mehra, because only fitness trainer or the trainer behind these artists will not do justice with your job, right? So I actually want to know who is real Rajiv Mehra and actually what goes behind to be Rajiv Mehra.
So it's actually not so different from what you know, because the work speaks for itself, and I find pleasure in my work. So and that's how my majority of my days are. It goes into training, and either preparing for training or training myself or training my clients. Of course, it's not necessarily always Ranveer Singh and Shahid Kapoor. It's also young budding athletes, It's also general population
Exactly, exactly.
who have some specific needs. It's also, consulting with people who have some problems and doubts about fitness. So it's mostly revolves around that. The other side of me is that I have a family, I have a wife, and that's how I spend my personal time, just hanging around with my family and friends of very close friends, and that when I get time, like in the last few years, I've stopped playing cricket. So I've always played cricket in my life. So last few years, I've stopped playing cricket and I have put my entire attention and my my life into fitness. So that's how things have started and things have just developed yet.
So it's a basically a tough day altogether, and even we are doing live after your morning rituals are over.
Yes. So like I said, there are no off days. You know, but I genuinely try to take a couple of evenings or at least one morning and one evening off in a week. So that helps me unwind, focus on other things,
Right.
and also give enough time to family. Also try and just balance out my health with my studies because I'm also preparing for different courses ahead. So I also have to get some time out for studies as well. So that's how I plan my day.
Yes, Mr. Rajiv, being fit and shedding some kilos, it is, I think, that is not too difficult. But fitting into somebody else's frame, fitting into somebody else's measurements, how pressurizing it is for you as a trainer.
Honestly, on a daily basis or on a regular routine that I follow, that's not something that we generally do. People do not have targets to fit into somebody else's shoes or fit into somebody else's clothes or look like someone else. That
Exactly.
is rarely anybody's goal. But what when it
Hmm.
came to training Ranveer, especially for the role of Kapil Dev sir, then it was a different challenge altogether because it was not only about losing weight, it was not only about getting thinner or faster or leaner or whatever, it was also about looking a certain way. So that has its
Right.
challenges. It required very fine monitoring of daily goals. It required very frequent measurements. It required constant talks and it also required constant feedback from Kapil Dev sir himself. So it was a very challenging thing at that point. But of course, once we got into the groove and we had a plan, then it got easier.
That's why I asked you, like fitting into someone else's measurement to be that to such a iconic person, iconic sports person, Mr. Kapil Dev. So how much it went for you as a trainer? Like, if I ask you, what was the mental draining for you personally?
So yeah, it was very grueling. It is always a very tough challenge when you have very specific targets. Not an open-ended target. It was a very specific target that you have
Exactly.
to look like someone, you have to perform like someone, and you have to have your mannerisms like someone. So mannerisms तो अभी रणवीर का तो वो skill था. That's his acting skills and his expertise in that regard. But when it came to actually looking like him and moving like him, all of those things was my responsibility, and that's where a lot of planning went in, hours and hours of training, and just trying to make sure that you don't fall, you don't injure yourself in the process. Also ensure longevity and also make sure that you are performing at the level that is expected out of you.
And after a super success of 83, simultaneously you experienced the failure of Jersey. So how was it for you? Like you tasted success, like super success. 83 was a super success. It was a blockbuster, but at the very same time, Jersey flopped. So how did you take that?
So see, the outcome of the movie, of course, it does matter to everyone, and people, movies are made so that people love them, appreciate it, and like the content, and
Hmm.
all of that. But I would also take this time to say that it was quite unfortunate for Jersey, the time that it had to get on the big screen, because of course of COVID and the lockdown and the constant changing of the dates and all of that. So, although the movie was really well made, the release got stuck, like, and it was rescheduled 2 or 3 times. So that caused a loss of audience or loss of interest, or a lot of things change in that span. Plus, during COVID, not everybody was at their own, and not everybody was confident enough to step out and go into the cinemas and watch movies. So all of that has changed a lot since then, and I wouldn't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but 83 and Jersey were right in the cusp of it. It was almost from
Hmm.
one era to the other era, like pre-COVID and post-COVID,
Right, right,
and 83 and Jersey were right in the middle of that. So now
right,
everything is
right.
benchmarked to 83 and Jersey. How did they are like almost like case studies. What could have
Hmm.
gone done better, what went wrong, how did the COVID affect all of that, or how was the quality of the film that was actually made. So a lot of things factor in when you decide the success of the movies. But the experience in making of the movie was something that I always cherish, and the experience that you get while you are preparing for a certain role, or helping an actor, that is something that will always stay with me. So yeah, so irrespective of how the movies did at the box office, the experience and the thrill out of making these two movies will always be cherished.
So, how was your experience with Mr. Kapil Dev?
Oh, with Mr. Cup,
Meeting him, knowing him?
that was serene. In fact, there was a phase in during the prep of the film that me and Ranveer had to go to Delhi,
Right,
we spent about 14 to 15 days with Kapil sir in his
right,
in
right,
his residence,
right, right.
training, and of course he used to go to him for other lessons, but the training sessions, the bowling sessions, all used to happen together with Kapil Dev sir present. So that was one of the best experiences, and it was one of the very best experiences that I've had of the entire making of the movie. And Kapil Dev sir is such a gentleman. He has so much to share,
Yeah.
and he always has a smile on his face. And he has that sort of lazy elegance where you don't think he's telling you much, but in the very minimal that he says, you just tend to absorb so much, and it's only after a few hours you realize, अरे बाप रे इन्होंने इतना इतना ही बोला but उसका value इतना है. So that's how he is. He wouldn't say much, he wouldn't exaggerate a lot, but whatever he says makes so much sense, and you cannot forget it. That's how he is.
Yes. And coming to Shahid and Ranveer Singh, you all three belong to the same age group. Was that a plus point for you personally?
Yeah, so that was a little bit tricky. In fact, I'm younger to like the both of them. I'm
Right,
younger than both of them. So,
right.
sometimes ऐसा होता है that, you tend to, अभी जैसे हम किसी डॉक्टर के पास भी जाते हैं, तो you see a young doctor, you're slightly, cynical, you have to,
Oh,
gain the
right.
trust. Whereas, even if the doctor is way better than, someone very experienced or old. So, but when you go to an old doctor, you get that kind of trust, and from the very beginning. But in this case, it took me time to gain their trust, of course. I wouldn't say it was all great from the very first day. But see, you can only gain trust and confidence with your action and your work. So over a period of time, when we got going, when I explained to them, what my plans are, what is the process we are going to follow, and how are we going to go about things. That's where the things started to get easy. Also, at the same time, they started seeing some results that we were experiencing. So at that point, everybody was happy with the progress, with the little progress, and that is how they started gaining trust. You know, it was not from the first day, for sure. But as things went along, it got better. So definitely yes, being in the same age group was not an advantage at the beginning, but because
at the beginning.
yeah, but because I was able to gain that trust and confidence, later on it became much easier because then when you are with your level people or like-minded or like-age people, you can become more open and candid with that person.
Okay,
So
right.
it has its advantages and disadvantages, but of course it ended up being a huge advantage with me because if I was like a 60-year-old at this point, I would not be able to match up with Ranveer's energy on the ground. So it would not have been possible,
Correct.
to get things out of him done. But because I could match his energy, I could play along at his level. We got most of the things done.
Mr. Rajiv, I was reading your interviews in the last couple of months, all the interviews I was reading, and I got to know that no sooner Ranveer finished his 83, he started shooting for Jayesh Bhai, for the character of Jayesh Bhai, and for that he decided to be the leaner in the leaner frame. So, changing your bodies that too in such a short period of time, such quickly with such is that it is uh, to I'm not able to put in proper words, but is it easy on body? Is it respectful for our bodies to do that too so quickly?
Yeah, so that's a very, very deep and a very complex question, honestly. See,
Mm-hmm.
there is a easy answer and a more detailed answer to this. So the easy answer is no. Sudden transformations or quick transitions are never easy on the body, number one, and they
Mm.
will never have long-lasting effects. Okay, and they will always leave behind a scar if not done properly. Okay, so that's the easy part to the
Mm-hmm.
easy answer to your question.
Mm.
Now, the more detailed thing is that it's a profession that they are into is a profession. Okay, so like
Right,
everybody
right.
has a profession, they have to work their lives around it. Like I am a fitness trainer. My wife is into PR and all of those things. Everybody has a different profession. So you have to structure and modify and mold your life around your profession. So
Right.
because they are actors, that is what their job and what their life demands. You know, um,
Mm.
uh, so that's where people like me, people like their coaches, people like their mentors come in to make sure that they are able to achieve what they set out to achieve, but in the most sustainable manner. Okay, not troubling and harming their bodies to a large extent. So that's what I feel. So I respect their goals. Number one is I know they are not ideal goals, especially not for people who are outside of the film industry. But I respect their goals because that's their job, that's their life. Now it comes up to us how we can help them achieve those goals without harming their bodies and without
Mm.
having long-term disadvantages, so to say. So now coming back to the question of how Ranveer from 83 wanted to work with me for Jayesh Bhai as well. So we were at the end of the shoot for 83 and he had signed up for Jayesh Bhai and he had to become even leaner. So we started at 85 kgs and he wanted to play Kapil Dev, so we had to lean down to about 74. So he was at 74 when we started shooting for 83. But at the end of the shoot, we wanted to reach a target of about 69, 70 kgs for Jayesh Bhai. So that's where we started talking and discussing the plan of how we can do that.
Mm.
And because anyway we were not doing much of strength training, not much of heavy strength training because we had to be mostly fit for the ground, mostly fit for bowling. So a lot of our training involved bowling specific and cricket specific drills. Then we got down to jot a plan for how we can get even further leaner without putting on muscle. So that was also a very big challenge
Right.
because we did not want to put on muscle, but at the same time we wanted to become lean. So I suggested to him the best way to do it is to play sports. Okay, no amount of cardio can, be sustainable. So the point was that we had the option of either telling him to, just do regular cardio, or maybe, to get the same amount of calorie deficit, or to get the same amount of cardiovascular activities through playing a sport. So we started playing different sports. We played badminton, we played tennis, we played football, even practiced cricket when the shoot was over. So
Hmm.
it all came down to, the importance of sport in, having a healthy life, and as well as enjoying the process of losing weight. So that was my plan, to make sure that he achieves his goal, which was a drastic change, but in the most healthy way, rather than having, drastic measures.
Right.
We were more into playing sports. We were more into, having a healthy nutrition and being in a caloric deficit. So that was our plan.
Mr. Rajiv, for us, like for the people who are not from the industry, common people, having a proper common Indian menu on our dining table, what would you suggest? How shall we differentiate between a particular size and being fit? Is there any age limit to start fitness regime, or we can start at any age?
No, of course, everybody, it's never too late to, modify your lifestyle, I feel,
Mm-hmm. Right.
I've seen people, having the worst lifestyle for about 50, 60 years, and then, in the last 10, 15 years,
Mm.
they've led extremely healthy lives. And that is just because of, just small modifications in their life. And that could either be, nutritional changes, or it could be your routine changes, or it could be taking up a sport or starting exercise or whatever. you know so there is absolutely no limit to start working on yourself. Okay, because at the end of the day, that is what stays for, majority of your life. Your health will stay with you. The rest, everything is gonna, just be temporary. So it's never too late to answer that question.
Mm.
Secondly, about the food that we eat, that's a very, very complex topic, and it is individualistic, and it is everybody would have different goals and different approaches. But what I feel is very important is to have a balance. Okay, not starve yourself, not take drastic measures, and look at the bigger picture. Weight loss should always be a byproduct of the bigger picture. The bigger picture is overall health and movement. Okay, that should always be your ultimate goal. If you need to lose weight to be able to do that, absolutely. Because the lesser fat you carry, the better it is, and it has been proven, that it is better for movement, better for your inner health, better for your longevity, and all of that. So I always feel that, movement and performances should always be at the prime of the goals, and the secondary and the tertiary goals could be losing weight, losing fat, looking in a certain way, building muscle, and all of those things.
Mm. All right, Mr. Rajiv, we are coming to the end of our live, but before I wrap this live, uh, I would like to know about your ventures of future, and especially when I've seen there is a portal of yours which is called JIVFIT, JIVFIT, and that is for adults as well as for kids. So, can you just elaborate about that?
Yeah, so GFIT is very close to me. I started with GFIT 4 years back, and with the intention of, being able to help people, being able to, reach out to as many people as possible who are looking for help and guidance in terms of setting a fitness goal, or through their fitness journey, or even children who want to start on their sport journey, or guiding parents in that regard to help children take up a sport, or just guiding them how physical literacy is very important in today's world. So that was the whole mindset behind starting GFIT, and it has been a very good journey so far. We are a team of about 10 trainers, and we train adults, we train kids, we also train patients who are suffering or recovering from an injury. We train athletes for different sports. So that's how GFit is. You can you know, if you search for GFit, GIVFIT, or you search for GFit Kids on Instagram, you can reach out to us. You can also see the kind of work we are doing, and we'll be very happy to guide you or clear your questions in that regard.
Are there any online classes as well?
Yes, we do have online classes. We do have, once you reach out to us, there's a team who will help answer all your questions, and we have individual as well as group online classes that we conduct. So definitely yes, I would love for you to visit the page and reach out to us for any questions or any doubts or any information that you might need.
Yeah, definitely, and I'll link this your all the portals, all the Instagram sites under my live. I'll caption it so that my viewers can follow them. And personally, I would also like to join very soon. And I don't know how soon that will be, but definitely I'll try to join that because even I need some fitness for myself.
Yeah, no,
So, Mr.
everybody needs
Rajiv,
that.
that was so, Mr. Rajiv, that was a really candid one, and I hope to meet you personally in future. And thank you so much for this virtual meet. Thank you so much.
Absolutely my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Take
Take
care.
care.
So yeah, this was Mr. Rajiv Mehra, and I'm sure I was able to uncork the real Rajiv Mehra. And as we have discussed in our life, I will also repeat myself that if you are also looking for some fitness mantras, if you are looking for some fitness trainings, you can actually go and search for Jiv Fit. That is JIV Jiv FIT Fit, and that is also available for kids. I'll just tag under my video, under this live video, which I'll be posting in some while. In the meantime, please look for my rather watch my videos and reels. I'll be meeting you in my next live only on Let's Uncork with Lovely Gupta, of course. Bye bye, take care.